That bar of soap in your shower? The one you rub across your body every single morning, hand to your kids at the sink, buy the multi-pack at Costco, or trust because the label says moisturizing, gentle, pure, or dermatologist recommended. It may not be as clean as you think. Think about that for a second. Soap feels like the most basic, innocent product in your home. It is older than modern medicine. It is the thing that makes things clean. And because we have been using it since childhood without question, most families never turn the bottle over. They never read the ingredient list. They just lather, rinse, and trust. But behind those pastel packaging designs, gentle-sounding names and emotional brand stories, lies a product category hiding an enormous range. Real saponified soap, synthetic detergent bars, petroleum-based body washes, fragrance chemical loopholes, preservative systems, skin-coating polymers, and formulas that feel like soap but are closer to industrial chemistry marketed as self-care. We investigated 10 U.S. soap brands that millions of American families use every single day. 7 of them raise significant label, ingredient, and marketing concerns. Only 3 actually qualify as what most families would call real soap. But stay with us, because the cleanest picks are not always the most expensive, and the most recognizable name on the shelf is not always the safest bar in your shower. Before we start examining these brands, you need to know exactly how ShelfProof evaluated each one. This is not medical advice. This is a label, ingredient, and product claim investigation. Real soap in this video means a product built on genuine saponification. Fats or oils reacted with an alkali to produce actual soap molecules. We looked at whether the product legally and chemically qualifies as soap, or whether it is a synthetic detergent bar using petroleum-derived cleansing agents. We checked for fragrance loopholes and hidden chemical complexity. We examined preservative systems, synthetic polymers, skin conditioning film agents, and ingredients that serve marketing purposes rather than cleansing ones. We compared price versus ingredient quality, and we looked at brand trust versus actual label proof. No single ingredient automatically makes a product dangerous, but patterns matter. The front of the bar sells cleanliness. The back of the label tells the formula. Number 1. Dove Original Beauty Bar, the beauty bar deception. Dove has built one of the most emotionally powerful brand identities in American history. The Real Beauty campaign. The gentle Dove imagery. The promise of moisturizing care. But look closely at the label. Dove calls its product a beauty bar, not a bar soap. That is not a creative branding choice. It is a legal distinction. Under FDA definitions, soap must be primarily composed of saponified oils or fats. Dove's formula relies heavily on synthetic surfactants, stearic acid, and sodium palmate processed through industrial methods rather than traditional saponification. The result is technically a synthetic detergent bar. That does not automatically make it harmful, but many shoppers assume they are buying real soap and paying a premium for quality. The gentle moisturizing feeling is achieved through synthetic skin coating agents, not the natural glycerin produced by real soap making. The brand name is doing the heavy lifting. Number 2. Dial Gold Complete Clean. The antibacterial trust trap. Dial Gold has been in American bathrooms for generations. The gold packaging communicates authority and effectiveness. The Complete Clean promise suggests a thorough, professional-grade wash. But the formula is built primarily on sodium lauryl sulfate, a synthetic surfactant produced through a process called ethoxylation. Many shoppers assume that a product marketed as complete and gold standard is using premium cleansing chemistry. The label tells a more industrial story. Synthetic surfactant-based bars can deliver effective cleansing, but they are a significant distance from traditional real soap. For families choosing Dial specifically because they believe they are buying a premium or particularly clean product, the label suggests the marketing imagery is working harder than the ingredient list. That gold feeling is the product. The formula is the trade-off. Number 3. Irish Spring Original. The fresh scent illusion. Irish Spring is one of the most recognizable soap scents in America. That bright queen fragrance is the entire brand identity. But when you look at the ingredient list, the word fragrance appears as a single entry, covering an enormous range of undisclosed chemical compounds. Under U.S. labeling rules, fragrance is classified as a trade secret, which means brands are not required to disclose the individual chemicals that create the scent. Irish Spring relies heavily on this loophole. The fresh, athletic, outdoors feeling the brand sells is almost entirely a synthetic fragrance construction. The formula itself is a synthetic detergent bar built on sodium tallowate and sodium palmate, not traditionally saponified soap. For families trying to limit synthetic chemical exposure in their daily cleansing routine, the ingredient list is worth a much closer look than the packaging invites. The scent is the product. The label is doing the heavy lifting. If you are still watching, subscribe right now. Every week, we pull back another label so you know exactly what your family is using. The investigation is not over. Number 4. Softsoap liquid hand soap, the pump bottle problem. Soft soap is everywhere. It is at kitchen sinks, bathroom counters, school restrooms, and office break rooms. The pump format feels modern and hygienic. The product is affordable, widely available, and trusted by millions of families for daily hand washing. But liquid hand soaps like Softsoap rely on synthetic surfactant systems rather than saponified oils. And many formulas include preservative systems, synthetic fragrances, and skin conditioning polymers designed to leave a smooth feeling on the skin after rinsing. That smooth feeling is a synthetic film, not the natural glycerin byproduct of real soap chemistry. The concern is not that liquid soap is uniquely dangerous. The concern is that families using it 20 or more times per day, especially for young children, may want to look more carefully at what the preservative system and fragrance profile actually contains. The convenience is real. The label deserves the same attention. Number 5. Axe Body Wash, the young male marketing machine. Axe is designed to appeal to teenagers and young men, and the brand does this with extraordinary effectiveness. The bold scent names, the edgy packaging, the performance-driven marketing language. But the ingredient list on many Axe body washes reveals a formula that prioritizes fragrance intensity and skin feel over ingredient simplicity. Synthetic dyes, complex fragrance compounds, and preservative systems combine in a formula that is some distance from clean, simple soap chemistry. The target audience, young men and teenagers, are among the least likely demographics to read an ingredient label. Many parents buy Axe for their kids without inspecting what is inside. The brand identity is powerful enough that the product sells itself. The concern is whether that identity has ever been backed by the kind of ingredient transparency that a family-conscious shopper would actually want to see. The packaging targets confidence. The ingredient list tells a different story. Number 6. Caress Daily Silk, the luxury skin feel trick. Caress promises silk. The name, the texture, the imagery all communicate luxury skincare. The lather feels rich, the rinse feels smooth, and the skin feels conditioned after every wash. But that silky conditioned feeling is not coming from high-quality botanical oils or natural moisturizing ingredients. It is coming from synthetic skin coating agents, silicone compounds, and polymer systems added to the formula specifically to create the sensation of softness. These conditioning agents do not rinse completely clean. They leave a microscopic film on the skin designed to feel luxurious. That feeling is the product. Whether families want synthetic polymers sitting on their skin throughout the day is a question the packaging never asks, and the ingredient list only answers if you know what you were looking for. Number 7. Equate or store brand bar soap, the budget shelf shortcut. Store brand bar soaps at Walmart, Target, and other major retailers are purchased by millions of budget-conscious families who assume that basic soap is basic soap. But budget bar soap formulas often rely on the cheapest available preservative and surfactant chemistry, combined with synthetic fragrances and fillers to create a bar that lathers quickly and costs almost nothing to produce. Real soap costs more. Something has to explain the price. The concern with store brand soap is not that it fails to clean. It is that the ingredient formula is often built entirely around cost efficiency rather than ingredient quality. Families buying these bars for daily use across their entire household should check the ingredient list at least once before assuming the budget option and the clean option are the same thing. Now, before we reveal the 3 better picks, you need to understand the soap system. The personal care aisle is built on a language of feeling. Clean feeling, gentle feeling, moisturizing feeling, antibacterial feeling. But feelings are engineered, not guaranteed. To understand what you are actually buying, you have to understand the difference between real soap, a synthetic detergent bar, a body wash, a liquid hand soap, an antibacterial formula, and a conditioning bar. Real soap is the product of saponification. Fats or oils reacted with lye to produce soap molecules and natural glycerin. Everything else is a synthetic approximation, some better than others, but none of them the same thing. Real soap ingredients are simple, recognizable, and inexpensive to decode. Synthetic detergent bars rely on petroleum-derived surfactants, industrial processing, and a long supporting cast of stabilizers, fragrances, and conditioning agents. The front of the bar sells cleanliness. The back of the label tells the formula. The lather is the hook. Subscribe right now if you want ShelfProof in your corner every single week. Free, cleaner options are coming up, and they prove that real soap still exists, if you know what to look for. Number 8. Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile Soap. The real soap standard. Dr. Bronner's. Bronner's is one of the clearest examples of genuine saponified soap available at mainstream retail. The formula is built on organic coconut oil, organic palm oil, organic olive oil, and organic hemp oil, all reacted with potassium hydroxide through traditional saponification. The ingredient list is short, recognizable, and fully transparent. There are no synthetic surfactants, no petroleum derivatives, no hidden fragrance complexity. The soap qualifies as real soap under the strictest definition of the word, and it has maintained that formula with remarkable consistency. It is widely available at Whole Foods, Target, Amazon, and many conventional grocery stores. The price reflects genuine ingredient quality, not marketing budgets. The front and back of the label are telling the same story. That is the advantage. Number 9. Alaffia Authentic African Black Soap. The traditional formula pick. Alaffia's African Black Soap is built on a traditional West African formulation using shea butter, plantain ash, and unrefined cocoa pod ash. The ingredient list is short, sourcing conscious, and free from synthetic surfactants, synthetic fragrances, and industrial preservatives. The brand is Fairtrade certified, and the formulation has a centuries-long track record rather than a laboratory-engineered shelf life. For families looking for a real soap alternative that avoids synthetic complexity entirely, this is a stronger pick than most of what sits in the mainstream bar soap aisle. It is a better pick not because it is perfect, but because the label is honest, the formula is simple, and the sourcing story holds up when you actually read it. Number 10. Kirk's Original Cocoa Castile Bar Soap, the clean family pick. Kirk's has been making Castile-style soap in America for over 150 years, and the formula reflects that heritage. Built primarily on coconut oil and sodium cocoate, Kirk's produces a genuine saponified soap with a short, readable ingredient list and no synthetic surfactant substitutes. It is fragrance-free in its original version, widely available, affordable, and appropriate for sensitive skin and young children. For families who want a real soap option without paying a premium price and without navigating the complexity of specialty health food stores, Kirk's represents one of the most accessible, clean-label better picks on this entire list. It is worth checking the specific version and always checking the current label, but it stands as a strong, transparent option for everyday family use. You do not need a chemistry degree to make a better soap choice at the grocery store. You just need to know what to look for before you put the bar or bottle in your cart. Turn the package around. Look at the first few ingredients. If you see sodium cocoate, sodium olivate, or sodium palmate derived from saponified oils clearly listed, you are likely holding real soap. If you see sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, or cocamidopropylbutane leading the formula, you are holding a synthetic detergent product. Check the fragrance entry. If it just says fragrance or parfum with no further disclosure, that single word can cover dozens of undisclosed compounds. Look for preservative systems and decide whether those align with what your family wants on their skin daily. Count the ingredients. The shorter and more recognizable the list, the closer you are to a real soap formulation. Ask yourself honestly whether you are buying cleansing, conditioning, marketing, or all three. 1 minute with the back label can tell you more than 10 years of brand loyalty. We investigated 10 U.S. soap brands. 7 of them showed how easily the words clean, gentle, moisturizing, and complete can be stretched across synthetic detergent formulas, fragrance loopholes, petroleum-derived surfactants, and industrial preservative systems that families trust without question because they have always trusted them. 3 of them offered a better path, built on real saponification, short ingredient lists, and formulas that tell the same story on the front and back of the package. Before you buy the most recognizable bar, the prettiest bottle, the cheapest multi-pack, or the soap with the most convincing dermatologist-recommended badge? Turn it around and read the ingredients. Your family uses soap every single day. Every wash matters. Every ingredient matters. Subscribe to ShelfProof so you never get caught by a label again. We investigate the everyday products your family depends on every single week. Drop a comment below and tell us which soap brand is sitting in your shower right now. Stay sharp, stay healthy, and keep rising.